Welcome to the last quarterfinals match of the Trash Bowl. We are determining the opponent of Camping Scrub today, who, if you aren't aware of it already, got a bye due to his... he got a win by forfeit due to his opponent not showing up, so... his opponent will be either urmumked, we're calling him Ked, or I'm a Real Raptor, who we'll call Raptor. And Ked is bringing a Soul Demon Hunter, a Cyclone Mage, a Secret Rogue, and his Enraged Warriors band. Raptor is bringing Soul Demon Hunter as well, a Weapon Rogue, similar decks, and a Face Hunter with his Guardian Druid being banned, which honestly surprised me a little bit. First of all, that so many people brought it after the nerfs, and second of all, that even though we've seen it not perform too great in the tournament, Ked still decided to ban it. I'm gonna trust him on that. He's probably thinking about matchups given his lineup. And hopefully, if the game doesn't freeze up too much, we're gonna see the spectation here too. Yes, isn't that something? I'm so sorry about that. Apparently the spectation mode just didn't load. I had to restart the game really quickly, and now we're finally here. Missed a couple of turns in the beginning, which, especially in these aggro matchups, is very unfortunate, but we finally get to see what's going on here. Raptor starting off with the Hunter, Ked with the Demon Hunter. And, well, a bit of back and forth here. We see, didn't miss any of the critical phases, luckily. It would be great if Blizzard could fix their expectation. It's not like they're a multi-million-dollar company. One maker coming down here for Ked, giving him Demon Companions. That's an interesting pickup. Spectral Sight is a bit awkwardly placed there in hand, as is the Skull, though. So Outcast cards, great cards, but not exactly optimal the way they're in the hand there. Picks up the Demon Companion, plays it. Misha is a good one. Or, well, the Misha equivalent. Just Hero Power as the face. And Raptor now, 6 mana, that's quite a bit. He's able to, if he wants to, play the Initiate with a spell, or drop down both 1-drops and the Voracious Reader and the Hero Power. Actually, you could just keep nothing but the Reader, guaranteeing basically that you get to draw 3 more cards with it next turn, which seems to be what Raptor's going for here, very sensible. Takes care of the taunt so you can push one to the face with a minion. And, ooh, this is big. For Ked here, picks up the Twin Slice. Twin Slice Hero Power, Blade Dance clears the board, and then you still can get your one maker frozen as much as you like. Can't replay it, of course, but there's only so much you can hope for, really. There is maybe an idea here to actually, instead of Hero Powering, playing, the second Slice, so you can actually get the Spectral Sight in. Very interesting play. And plays that notably first before attacking, knowing that he's gonna trigger a Freezing Trap here. Or they're very least having a good chance of doing that. Gets his 2 draws and gets to push 4 to the face, and it looks worse than it is for the Face Hunter right now, because of course the Voracious Reader is gonna get you 3 more cards. Gonna balance it a little bit of just having plays every turn. Steady Shot, and picks up a Pressure Plate. Polkelt drawn, very good pickup here. Sociologist is at 2 only. We do see another Spirit Jailer on the hand for Ked here, so if he feels like it, he could play the Jailer, coin the Sociologist for effectively, 4 souls here. The Spirit Jailer would be killed by the Pressure Plate. If he assumes there is a second freezing coming up, he could also instead freeze one of the 3/3s, which is also not the most tragic thing in the world. Gets to clear off the board. Oh. Plays the coin first, saying, I don't want to trigger the Pressure Plate, actually. Which is fair enough, though I would say that a 1/3 is probably about one of the weakest things you could get hit by it, so maybe it's worth a consideration. But yeah, establishes the biggest board he can, and I guess he's just trying to win really fast. Which, you know, is kind of the idea. Polkelt is maybe a bit awkward here. You could consider the Scavenger's Ingenuity and the Bow. The Bow is definitely a good pickup. uses the Misha for trading, knowing that he's about to die. That's definitely good insight there. Picks up the Wolpertingers. I don't know if that is what he was looking for there. I still think play it, yeah, but what are you gonna do? Bow a 3/3, I guess? Yeah. Brings him to having so Cat has 12 attack on board, and that was another fragment that didn't display correctly. And there is, ooh, that is 5 with Marasizer Hero Power, which is not quite enough to win this turn. But with Blade Dance could very cleanly clear off the board, would lose him 1 minion, but he can attack first. But even my math is not off. That is 11, 12, 16, 17. Plays the Blade Dance before the Hero Power. I mean, there's literally no difference. Hits the best minion too. Interesting ordering, but again, it doesn't make a practical difference, so nothing to complain about really. Picks up the Dragonbane, so now the Polecat is looking a bit awkward, but there's no way to win for Ked here. Oh, sorry, for Raptor here, because Ked obviously has the hero power, if nothing else, even if he somehow could clear both the weapon and the board, which of course Hunter can't really do either. And that's an easy 1-0 for Ked. Hits him with the spirit thing there. So that is 1-0 Ked. And Raptor does indeed pick up the Soul Demon Hunter as one of the options. As I said, you just saw it win. Hey, it's a good deck. Keeps Soul Shield, throws everything else away. 2 Primordial Studies on Ked's hand, potentially making cards such as Solarian completely free. Magic Trick is also a good pickup here. Yeah, I've seen people like Steward of Scrolls, but the most immediately impactful play, of course, is the Geomancer. Mana Feeder picked up here for Raptor, not the play immediately, but could potentially be coined out next turn if you really are desperate for a draw. Otherwise, if a minion comes down from Ked, there is also a possibility there for a Soul Shear. And I think, yeah, you're gonna just get the one Thief in there. So many one cards as comments. Studies is interesting. I don't hate Learn Draconic, but he picks up the Studies this time. And 2 Blade Dances on hand, but no attack buff, so I think Soul Shearing the 2/2 makes a lot of sense. You want to shuffle your fragments, you want to get rid of the spell damage, knowing that spells like Cramp Session could really bite you in the ass, and the One Thief is also, in terms of attack, the lesser threat. Picks up the coin. I'm interested to see where this is going. It seems to just want the Mana Feeder, does contest the board, will allow you to next turn also kill off the Kobold Geomancer just as well. I personally not a big fan of letting it stick around, but it is a valid choice. Very important pickup here in the Raz for Ked. Plays another Study. Ooh, Solarian is big. Some people like Mana Reservoir. It has a lot of health. But right now, the question is, do you really want to stick spell damage, or would you rather have the Solarian Prime for the late game? And he does pick up the Solarian. Draws 2 cards with Cramp Sessions. It's a better Arcane Intellect, you can't really complain about that. Picks up the Apprentice with 3 1-mana spells on hand, and after that a free Solarian. So for 2 mana he can play 2 Rays of Frost, a Magic Trick, the Primordial Studies, the Solarian, and potentially the spell he gets off of the Magic Trick, and since it's turn 4 he can still squeeze a Hero Power in there. And Raptor's Soul Shears now. And otherwise goes face, knowing that spell damage is dangerous, but the One Thief really is not. Oh, that's an interesting pickup in the lab partner here. Now, I think you play your Apprentice, and you play the Magic Trick probably first, and then you decide how much spell damage you need. For the double raise, the Solarian is enough. So, now decides to pick the lab partner, and no Apprentice. There's probably better turns for it. Ooh, another Solarian. You'll love to see it if you're Ked. Plays the first Solarian and the second Solarian, it seems. Not leaving any mana open for spells, but saying I don't need those right now, and the Solarian Primes could come in really clutch. Now, Shard Shatter perfectly lined up here for Raptor. And that almost must be the play, right? You're killing 2 Solarians, you're taking 3 spell damage off the board. Yeah, hitting the face, Shard Shatter, Hero Power, just go. It does kill the Mana Feeder, but at this point, this is one of the biggest boards you're going to see from that mage, and 2 primes in the deck could be dangerous, but they do cost 7 for now. Recently announced nerf that they're going to go down to, or up to rather, to 9. We'll see how we handle that. There's going to be an announcement coming soon. As a matter of fact, maybe before this video comes out, we'll see. Raz is a bit awkward without spell damage right now. I was about to say we might just see the magic trick come out here, but no, he likes the Raz. Saying, you know, find a way to deal with this, and Lapidary is awkward. I think we might just see Soul Shear and hit the Shadow Shard in here, leaving him with 3 mana with not much to do though. Hero Powering Face is definitely possible. Problem is that you can't Soul Shard and Hero Power right now. Soul Shard Lapidary, that is. So we might just see the Shard Shatter. If you want the 5/5 body, you can play the Soul Shard, but the Lapidary is just a bit awkward when you're quote-unquote wasting 5 attack there in trading in to effectively deal 3 damage. So decides to play this damage efficient rather than mana efficient, which I prefer here. Wandmaker is the play. Arcane Breath, not the most compelling card right now, but we see a lot of Evocation picked up, 1 mana currently, and we might. I think he keeps it. Yeah, he keeps it, and we might just see an Apprentice turn next turn for all of the spells. Yes, every single one of them. And now, if you're a Raptor, you might be thinking about just pushing 6 to face. You know, Wandmaker is not the most dangerous thing in the world. Well, not as a minion on the board. It's more the threat of it coming from the hand that is worrying with the extra 1 mana spell. And yeah, just push 6. Bring your opponent down to 15, which is half the health total. You can deal those 15 over 2 turns very easily. And another Evocation picked up! Now, you probably don't want to play 2 Evocations with the Apprentice here. But Ked playing fast, knowing that he's going to have to potentially play a lot of spells. If you can play the majority of the Evocation spells, you just might think about the second one. And yeah, hits not all the rays in there quite yet. And let's see, with it, hey, plays real fast here. Elemental Allies, Font of Power, Brain Freeze is picked up as well. Incanter's Flow is very appealing. Ice Barrier for some extra damage prevention, very good in this matchup. Brain Freeze kills the Soul Shard here. I wouldn't be that surprised if we ended up seeing the Incanter's Flow, yeah, because the minions, the spells in the deck, there is quite a few of them, and they would be cheaper. He's looking at playing the other Evocation. I think play at least Incanter's Flow first. You are very, I feel like you're very confident you want to play that, so you might as well get the extra spell in the hand from the Evocation. Decides not to. Picks up another Brain Freeze, not that great. Ray of Frost, you can play one on one of your minions if you feel like it to get the extra ray to stick around. Frostbolting Face puts up the Vaporize. And if I'm seeing this correctly, discarding his entire hand besides 1 remaining ray. Oh no, there's a Raz in there. So many cards in the hand. Eldraki Warblade's pretty big. But yeah, not quite the Soul Shard Lapidary turn right now. Your face is also frozen, so whatever. Picks the Consume Magic on the... Yeah, the weapon tech is not as good in this matchup. But you could Blade Dance right now, clear it off completely at that point. The question could be, why did you silence the Apprentice? But I think the card drop makes it worthwhile. So yeah, I think Blade Dancing is probably your best bet, especially since you don't have a good other way to deal with the board and also the mana. You could just drop down the Ooze, it's definitely valid because your opponent's not going to play any weapons, but I don't know. I think the Blade Dance is better, especially since he has a second one lined up. And again, that Skull of Gundam, once again, very awkwardly in the middle there. Cram Sessions is worthwhile even for 1 because you don't have anything much better to play. Drops down the Raz, Shanvala picked up. Generally a great card, but not without other spells to go along with it. Soul Shard Lapidary is 7. Glavebone not quite possible in the same turn, but hey, 7, and then Blade Dance if you're really feeling it. Otherwise, you could also just... You kind of want to kill the Raz, I think, so the question is, do you Blade Dance or do you hit in there? You could say ignore the Raz and just hit face. I don't hate it. Put up as much board presence as you can, saying you don't have that many cards right now. Now, the Ice Barrier is a bit awkward, delays him slightly, but hey, going back up to 26 yourself, while bringing your opponent back down to 15, completely negating that Ice Barrier, basically. And without it, Dragon, that Shambhala is not going to trigger, because if I'm not mistaken... Oh no, it is the first Ray of Frost, so he could actually get a Shambhala turn here. Doesn't affect the Raz directly, nor does it allow you to actually kill the Lapidary, so you might actually see the Arcane Breath here go into the... Oh no, use the Hero Power, fair enough. Oh yeah, use the Hero Power on... Raz is on the board. Raz is on the board, use the Hero Power on the Ooze, punishing Raptor, leaving the Raz on board, saying this is a lot of damage I can deal right now. And Marrow Slicer, Hero Power, Blade Dance looks almost appealing. That does kill your Eldrakis early, but you are at a healthy life total, and that does leave Raz at 1, which is not great. But if you don't put down any minions, how hard can it really punish you? It is a 7 mana play, sorry. So it leaves you with nothing else to play on your turn. But it does clear off the Shambhala, which is not as threatening with a completely empty hand, but the 5/5 also very annoying. And you can still push 5 to the face, bring your opponent down to 10. And with a Marrow Slicer and a Glaive Bound, it really just takes 1 point of damage now, alongside the Hero Power, to just win the game outright. We know Ice Blocks haven't been a standard for a long time, so... wait, actually, Hero Power, Kane, and Adapt is just 10 mana, which is what he's gonna reach next turn, so he has lethal on hand, and it seems like this game will go 1-1, showing once again why everyone and their mother brings Soul Demon Hunter to this tournament. It wins games, and that's all you can hope for out of any deck. And yeah, Ken really thinking about what's his most efficient play, and it's just hitting for 5, and unbeknownst to him, of course, dying. Yeah, there's no ifs and buts about this. Actually, no, right, there's Vaporize up. The Vaporize actually saves Ked here from the Kane lethals, and Raptor, not sure if he's intentionally playing around it, or if he just didn't really see the lethal, but I would assume he's thinking, like, what could the secret be, and you've eliminated so many of them already. So, he might know that it's Vaporize. I don't know if he knows that for certain. I think Spellbender... No, actually, he silenced the Apprentice, so I think he knows it's Vaporize for a fact. Plays the Sociologist for 3 here. I wonder why you didn't play the Spirit Jailer on top of it, get 2 more minions out, but hey. Cyclone is not what you want to see right now, and while I was admittedly a bit, a bit fast there calling Raptor the winner of this matchup when, whoops, there we go, when I didn't think about that Vaporize, because you don't really see Vaporize come up that much in this matchup, but hey, ended up going this way. Anyways, both players still have their respective rogues. Ked with the Cyclo Mage and Raptor with a Face Hunter, and it's gonna be Mage on Hunter. Ked sticking with the Mage even after the loss. Raptor going back to his Hunter. But wait, is it just me or are we currently not seeing Ked's cards? I hope that's gonna resolve itself after the mulligan. There we go. And he should drop down, and it's going fast here. Arcane Breath discovers the spell. Spellkin is on hand, so that's quite something. Apexis Blast is interesting, but you might just like Mirror Entity for the board presence in the early game. By the time you get to play Apexis Blast, the Face Hunter already put down a lot of work, and that's what it's gonna be. And this is why you might have wanted to play Turk Item 1, but not knowing that you're gonna pick up the Face Stalker, it seems very valid. He had the Freezing Trap lined up. Ball Protector is a great play next turn, though we might just see Face Stalker, Tour Guide, Hero Power. Ked probably Studies and maybe Magic Trick. Might just be Solarian, yeah. Why not get yourself some extra primes? What is Cyclomage all about? Getting as many Solarian primes in their decks as humanly possible. I like Face Stalker, Tour Guide, Hero Power. Keep the Ball Protector for another establishing turn. Knowing you have the Freezing Trap on hand makes the chance of Pressure Plate even greater, which with the Solarian there is pretty good. Pack Tactics works even better. Hits it if you hit the Solarian into the Face Stalker, that leaves him with a slightly better Face Stalker. Evocation, great pickup, not right now. Maybe just drop down the Mirror Entity, honestly. Because you hit the Solarian in, I assume. You can't Ray of Frost and Hero Power to take out the second Face Stalker. So, Hero Powering away a 1/1 and discovering a spell doesn't seem as effective. Unless you want to coin out the Rays, but... yeah, Ray, coin Hero Power is possible. Magic Trick, I wonder what he's looking for. Because if it was Frostbolt, you might as well have not played that Ray, right? I think your O-Ring there is a bit strange. Oh wait, Solarian's on board, it deals 3. Yes, obviously, my bad. Does not attack at all, not wanting his opponent to get a 3/3. And how about Wolpertinger Initiate Freezing Trap? Actually, given that there's not going to be a minion running into the Initiate, how about just Wolpertinger Initiate Hero Power? Starts off with the Freezing Trap. I wonder where this is going. Okay, Hero Power. You know what? Face Hunter pushes the button. That's what they do. Coining Cobalt Spellkin for board presence is possible, but it seems like board presence wasn't the main concern so far. Mirror Entity always a possible play. If you're going for that, you might as well Magic Trick first. Solarian, hit the face, let it get frozen, replay it is also an option. Just eliminating some of those secrets. It's a very passive turn, but so far you've held the Hunter to dealing only 5 damage in the first 4 turns, which is honestly amazing. And it seems like he's trying to Hero Power off the Tour Guide. And passes the turn. Very restrained play. And let's see, you can play both One-Drops and the Reader, but then you can't Hero Power. You could also just play Reader and Hero Power. Only drawing 1 card, but knowing that you have the second Reader for refill makes a lot of sense. And we might just see a Cobalt Spellkin come down here right now. That Cyclone could be huge, but probably only after you draw an Apprentice. Like, go Apprentice, Evo, and then Cyclone. Not immediately, of course, but I might not hate the Spellkin, but Magic Trick is always worth looking into. Remember, he has played a spell? I don't think so, so this is effectively him testing for Pressure Plate. Devolving Missiles could be very... I mean, yeah, they're gonna be very good. Do you hit a minion first to also devolve the Pack Tactics copy? It seems like the strategy here is no. Hellbore could theoretically, if Raptor held his other Wolpertingers or a Face Stalker, actually be useful. Plays... oh, yeah, there we go. Plays Cyclone for just 3 spells, but gets one of the perfect ones, Arcane Missiles. And leaves the Imp alive, not hitting in there. And Infestation picked up, always a good one in combination with the Initiate, which would leave you with... He could play his entire hand. The question is, how much are you into getting your Hero Power in there? Well, his entire hand I say, but of course the 1/1 gets added as well. You could just Pressure Plate Hero Power. He just tested for Pressure Plate, so you know he might not have a good spell to throw at it again. Then again, I guess the spell doesn't really matter as much. There would have been a better placement to play around Combustion, because now combusting the Imp will clear off the 2 adjacent minions as well. I can see how that's not the first thing you think about in this matchup, but me with the caster vision, of course, seeing the Combustion on the hand, knows that that was a bit suboptimal. That being said, I don't know for sure that Cat is even going to pull the trigger on that right now. Looks like it will be the case. Ooh. Puts it on the Initiate. Interesting. I mean, I think I would have rather seen the Reader die than the Marsul, but I guess he's thinking about kill commands. Or just that he's gonna find some damage otherwise, though, then again, that could have gone either way. Good pickup there with a Fireball. Font of Power seems reasonable. You get another Solarium probably, yeah. Or Apprentice too. Is it just me, or is there always a Solarium in Mage Minion discoveries? I mean, I guess there isn't that many Mage Minions, huh? Just picks up the Apprentice. And now starts triggering the secrets. Destroys this Mana Cyclone, I believe. Yeah, because that hand is full. And there is the kill command, but there's a second Marsul Cub on the hand for Raptor, so I think I would have liked the Voracious Reader to die off of the combustion more so. But at the end it did make a difference, so no huge criticism there. Cub kill command if you're feeling really aggressive, Pressure Plate if you want to lock down the board a little bit more, but yeah. I like face hunters going face, that seems in line with what the deck's all about. Cram Session, yeah, maybe. There's an interesting point about mirror entities for Dragonbane or Polkelt maybe coming up somewhat soon. But that's really only if you have nothing better to play. Vaporize is a bit awkward with all the one-attack minions. Gets Missiles and Ray of Frost. Potentially very good to clear off the board here, at least in part. One Thief lined up. And another Missiles. Ice Barrier is probably the better pick here, I agree. Demon Companion. I mean, yeah, at this point, just everything, right? No need to really hold back on anything. I think that was also all face, which is really the only way you can go at this point. And then Ice Barrier is going to be devastating. Because finding 10 points of damage is going to be well, not very doable, but definitely reasonably doable for the Hunter here. Finding 18 is a whole other beast. No pun intended. And what is that, a one maker? Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely an Apprentice turn if you plan to play your Ice Barrier. Maybe multiple Rays. I hit some minions at first. I definitely can see the Apprentice. It's probably not necessary to get your turn off though. Huh? Oh, plays around the Pressure Plate first. That's so clever. I was like, why do you not take the reduction? But yeah, Devolving Missile's probably not as much it because you... Oh, no, he doesn't have any arcane ones left, but still. Probably better options. Picks up a Solarian, not the Prime though. Ice Barrier and Second Ray. Deciding to potentially freeze both minions. No, kills the Hover instead. Picks up another Demon Companion. That could be another 2 points of damage. Apprentice has to die though, so you only get at most 3 in this turn. And where that arrow is coming from, thank you Blizzard for your update where arrows are more accurate now. Not. So yeah. And Ked, thanks to his pickup of the Ice Barrier, going down only to 15. That's quite a bit of damage to deal for the Hunter. Now he's not immediately losing, so there is some time to do that. Cram Session picked up here for some big draw. Primordial Studies for even more Solarians, and I guess that's going to be the Arcane Breath, exactly. Discovering another spell. Power of Creation would have been interesting, but I definitely see with the Cobalt Spellkins why you would want the Conjurer's Calling. Picks up a Teacher's Pet, another thing to keep damage off your face. Very big. Face Stalker a bit late now. I guess you... And it almost feels like you must kill the Solarian. Goes face though. I can respect that. Doesn't even play the Face Stalker right now. Mana Giant, of course, free. And another prime target for Conjurer's Calling. Then again, Fireball. Fireball wins. Or, was there an Apaxis Blast? Is that what it was? I don't even know, but hey. So many damage spells in Mage, and all of a sudden, not really out of nowhere, but yeah, once you have a board in Mage, Finding a lethal, not that difficult. Ked going up 2-1. Meaning we know that Ked is going to have to play that secret rogue now, and Raptor has his own rogue, which is a weapon rogue. I mean, it's all a tempo/aggro deck at the end of the day, with slightly different packages. Or the Face Hunter, once again, he's already lost with it twice. As a matter of fact, both of his losses coming from that deck. So I would not be that surprised if we saw the rogue, unless he is really saying, I live by the hunter, I die by the hunter. And rogue on rogue. I love to see that. I feel like if you know your opponent is playing a deck that is almost like the one you're bringing, you gotta have the confidence to say, I'm gonna win the mirror. And sometimes that confidence might be misplaced, but I feel like you gotta go with a little bit of confidence in this matchup. Infiltrator is a good keep. I might like the sword here as well. Shadow Step is a bit awkward without a miniature step for Ked here. Dragon Sword is a good thing though, as is the Miscreant, if you can trigger it. A lot better on the coin. Greyheart Sage, also a great card for Raptor. Deadly Poison depends probably a bit on when you play it, though then again, with the self-sharpening sword, that makes a lot of sense. I guess you can play Worgen 1, coin Greyheart Sage on 2, play Sword on 3. Ooh, there was a Calicos option here, but that's not the tempo play, that takes way too long. Worgen Infiltrator on 1. It's almost as good as Spy Mistress. Blackjack Stunner, not exactly the most effective thing right now. And it's gonna be just the dagger for Ked. Does the attack? No. I can see it. I definitely know a lot of people don't like attacking the face with the daggers, because you might not know when you have the 2 extra mana to get another one. So yeah, plays a Greyheart Sage so he can attack this turn, has another Worgen Infiltrator, and picks up the Delinquent in case he needs another stealth to proc the second Sage at some point. Good pickup there with the Fence, allowing him to kill off the Greyheart Sage. And you could even go as far as to backstab the Infiltrator, keep a little bit of damage off your face. It is a tempo matchup after all, so the more you can swing the board, the better. No great Advin plays right now. Backstab Advin only gives you a 4/4. Nothing to Shadow Step right now. I think next turn that's going to be a lot more appealing with maybe just playing a stunner and Shadow Stepping it, though in that case you might want to keep the backstab. He was hovering over the Mind Flayer there. I don't know. Getting a 3/3 is one of the bigger things you can expect in this matchup probably, so I can definitely see why he would do that. Hits the dagger, of course, into the 2/1, not the backstab, because efficiency and presumably a little bit of Advin greed. Janus is a big pickup for Raptor, not something he can play immediately, but just drops on the 2 Stealthers, and yeah, that 3/3 goes face, saying if you want that trade, take it yourself. And we might just see a Stunner, Shadow Step, Stunner, Backstab. Backstab is a bit awkward, but you can hit your face in afterwards, so it works. Advin. For 1, 2, 3, 4 procs on the Advin, so that would be in 10-10. Not exactly easy to remove for the other rogue. And so I feel like that could be a thing that, and again, it is a tempo matchup, so swinging the board around so significantly makes a lot of sense in my opinion. It's a bit greedy, but I feel like it's fine. Getting 2 procs off the Stunner, 1 of the backstab, 1 of the Shadow Step. And that seems to be where he's going for. Yep, drops on the Stunner. Stunner, Shadow Step. Stunner is definitely not a great play on its own, but I think the Advent sets make it worth it. Might even decide to keep the Stunner here. Does. Reduces it to... hits the Mind Flayer in nonetheless. That's interesting. I would have thought we might see the dagger go in there. But... Self-Sharpening Sword, Deadly Poison, Attack, Corsair, possible. You can knock out the 3/3 either with the Sneaky Delinquent or the weapon. And you can play the Corsair. though that might get stunnered. So I get why you keep the stunner. I personally like the 2-2 stats on Edwin, but the taunt will probably showcase why that is not the correct play. Though if you don't kick, the Greyhound Sage, then that Red Corsair becomes a lot worse. I think we're just gonna see Dirty Trick Stunner. Vendetta's possible. It's not that mana efficient, but then again, neither is the other play, so we might just see that. Dirty Trick Stunner makes sense. You really need the card draw, you know your opponent's running a lot of spells. Wait, Stunnering the Delinquent? Did I see that right? Huh. I guess if you don't want to hit face with the 8-8, it makes sense. I mean, it makes just as much sense as stunnering the taunt, except that I guess, oh right, the taunt comes back for free. The link would cost more money. Sapping the Advent is a huge turnaround play for Raptor here. As I said, at a core, it is a tempo matchup. Dirty Tricks draws some cards. Another stunner picked up in a backstab is not much against all of those stealthers. 4 damage going to the face, 5 next turn. As a matter of fact, total of 8 lined up already, which is 4 of lethal, and that secret passage is bound to find you Cold Blood or an Eviscerate. Generous Mummy is the worst thing you could possibly play right now if you're Ked, so that Pharaoh Cat is not exactly it. And it seems like we might just see a stunner, maybe even a backstab one of your own minions to get a big Advent out again, but you're already seeing it if you're Cat, of course, that your opponent does threaten almost lethal and 3 cards on hand, plus 1 drawn. Could be anything. Evis is lethal here. You just have to play the Spy Mistress. Spy Mistress, Eviscerate face, hit everything else in the face, and that would tie it up at 2 apiece. And I was about to say, I doubt that he's not going to find that. Already hovering over the correct cards here. And that weapon is also going face. Yep. Everything face. Bringing us down to a very intriguing Secret Rogue versus Face Hunter matchup. Both very aggressive decks, both running secrets. So those are some parallels there. And it's gonna be a similar matchup to the one we just saw with the Rogues. I feel like the Hunter might do slightly worse in terms of burst damage, so it's more the Hunter trying to lay on a sustained load. I feel like in some ways, because of the stealth and the weapons all being very hard to contest from hand, it's almost like this upcoming match is slightly closer to a true mirror than the actual Rogue matchup, because both of those decks deal with secrets to play around and establishing a board in a way more honestly than with stealthers. We see decent starting hands for both players, and after the mulligan, Cat's hand looking quite a bit more solid. Raptor keeping fully. Demon Companion on 1 seems like the play, and it's Huffer getting in first blood. Cad has the ability to either coin one thief or one thief shadow step one thief if you're really feeling it. You might just pass. That's a very reasonable way to deal with this. Now, the main argument for playing the one thief is that you have the fence lined up for next turn, with the mage spell guaranteeing a proc. I might like Sharpshooter Infestation on the Sharpshooter here, knowing that your opponent puts down a lot of minions that you can actually deal with that hero power. At its core, this is probably once again a tempo matchup, so having something big that deals with your opponent's board is considerable. Decides to keep the Sharpshooter safe on hand and pushes the most damage he can this turn, besides hero powering. Yeah, Coin Thief. Oh, yeah, and still has defense line up. Yeah, it's more mana efficient. I might like Studies here actually. Flame Ward. Oh yeah, no, never mind. Flame Ward, of course. Your opponent's minions all have 3 or less health usually. Is he gonna Shadow Step the fence? Sure is. Can play it immediately to take another cub and leave a 3-3 on the board rather than a 3-1. Or just decide to keep it. Face Stalker Sharpshooter as an establishing play makes sense. Freezing Trap against the One Thief is very awkward, I feel like. And, yeah, just drop down the minions. I know not getting the hero power in on the same turn as you play all of the support is a bit awkward, but that is probably the best tempo play right now. Decides to go hero power instead. Getting that in every single turn. Classic Face Hunter move. And there's a Hanar, which of course, Secrets is one of the things that Ked's deck does very well, which might be another reason for picking up the Flame Ward. Not only is it good against Hunter in particular, but it also is great with Blackjack Stunner and Hanar. And yeah, 3 minions are good combo pieces. Clears off good chunks of the board. Some really good lackeys picked up as well, especially given the matchup. And Face Stalker hero power is okay. Is it guaranteed to give Pack Tactics? I don't think so. I think he runs multiple copies of some of the secrets, right? There's a Pack Tactics, however, and yeah, hitting the one in the face makes sense. Ken is probably going to be the one who wants to take the trades. Now, Flame Ward and Stunner is possible, especially if you kill the Marsul, because then Flame Ward cannot be triggered this turn, meaning that the Hunter will get a chance to establish. Oh, you could Stunner the Marsul and take the trade into the, obviously the better play here, leaving him with a less valuable minion on Raptor's hand, and with one more minion on Ked's side. And that Voracious Reader isn't great with the current hand. You might still want to play it, but you can only play 2 things or 1 thing on the hero power. The Marsul costing 1 extra is really awkward because otherwise you could have at least played it. Ethereal Lackey could potentially give him, Ked that is, a secret for the Hanar, but I think he just picked up the perfect card, right? Hit something in the face, play Jandis, not necessarily in that order since there's no explosive traps. Starving Buzzard is the obvious thing to make an illusion, and that's what he chooses. Depending on how many dimensions of chess you're feeling to play, like you could play Cloud Prince, but I don't think it matters that much in this matchup, especially since damages would probably come from a Sharpshooter, so Wobbling a good pickup off of the Ingenuity here, maybe not even what he was looking for though. Pressure Plate, yeah, I mean, you're gonna take a lot of face damage either way. Plays the Marsul of all things. I might have liked the Wolpertinger here. 14 health is not great for Ked, but with 5, 7, 8, 9 damage on the board already, not anywhere near the lethal, but definitely a very threatening board, and Hunter is not a great way to deal with it. Plays the Lackey as one of the things here. Shadow Step could be really good. Bamboozle, of course, works with the Hanar and also with some of the very awkward 5-drops off of the Jandis and Jandis herself. Wait, those are not 5-drops. What am I talking about? No, they are 5-drops. Never mind. Jesus. Low stats for 5-drops. Shadow Stab. Play another one. I can definitely see that. Questing Adventurer trying to get as big as possible. Brain Freeze, good pickup, and again, good argument for Bamboozle, but Brain Freeze clears the board and gives you another proc of the Adventurer and Dragon Sword, discovering a random legendary from another class. Morozan couldn't resist the value and pushes the 9 points of damage here. Raptor on 16 and in big trouble now, because that is a lethal board he's facing, and Pressure Plate is not going to be triggered. I don't think you're going to see Ked make that mistake. It's just 6, 9, 10, 11, 18, 19 on the board. That seems like a 3-2 hard-fought victory for Ked here, but yeah, you just hit everything in. Don't even mess around with the secret. Yeah, test for freezing with the lackey, but yeah, no fancy business here, just go, go, go. And that closes out the Trash Bowl quarterfinals with a hard-fought victory for Ked. And yeah, we're gonna be back with the semifinals real soon, so don't tune out. Well, I mean, I guess you can come back to the channel, subscribe to not miss any uploads, or join our Discord server where you will also be informed about those. And until next time, that's it.